CBS Sports just put out their most underrated coaches in 2026, and the number one guy shocked me. I wonder if it's going to shock you. We're going to talk about it next here on the College Huddle. 87 independent podcasts from coast to coast, and you have landed right here on the mothership for College Huddle on YouTube. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed, and of course, let us know what you think about what we think down in the comment section below. Check out the website, thecollegehuddle.com, to find your next favorite college football podcast. We got them covered from coast to coast. 87 of them. You're bound to find one that you like, my friends, over at the College Huddle. CBS Sportsline came out with their most underrated coaches for 2026. They had 7 of them in the article. Brad Crawford wrote the article. Number 7 was Willie Fritz from Houston. He had a record in the last 3 seasons of 25-13 and a record versus the top 25 of 2-5. Number 6 was Brent Key from Georgia Tech. Record the last 3 seasons, 23-16. Record against the top 25, 5-7. Number 5 is Josh Heupel from Tennessee. Record the last 3 seasons, 27-12. Record versus top 25, 4-9. Disagree completely with Heupel being at number 5. He's at Tennessee, bro. I would say he's underachieved, okay? Number 4, Jed Fish from Washington. Record last 3 seasons, 25-14. Record versus top 25, 7-7. Number 3 on this list, and I always mispronounce his name, Kalani Sitake from BYU. That's probably not how I think it's Sitake. Anyways, from BYU. Record last 3 seasons, 28-11. Record versus the top 25, 4-6. Number 2 on this list, Jeff Brom from Louisville. Record last 3 seasons, 28-12. Record versus the top 25, 4-4. And number 1 on this list, ladies and gentlemen, from SMU, Rhett Lashley. Check out these numbers. 31-10 the last 3 seasons. 20 versus the top 25, 5-3. Here's what they had to say about Mr. Lashley. Lashley touts the ACC at every opportunity, sticks up for his players, and banged the drum for the Mustangs prior to the College Football Playoff Selection Committee's final vote in 2024 when SMU was on the bubble despite 11 wins. What's not to like about the offensive guru who has aided this program's transition to the Power 4 in impressive fashion? SMU beat Clemson and Miami as underdogs during the second half of the season last fall before a stunning loss to California snuffed out a potential return trip to the ACC title game. Instead of mailing it in during bowl season, Lashley's squad suffered few opt-outs before beating nationally ranked Arizona. Lashley, 42 years of age, has never suffered a losing record as a head coach. We'll get into that in just a minute. And his previous years of experience as a successful offensive play caller at Miami, SMU, UConn, and Auburn have made the transition look easy. The Mustangs rightfully made him one of college football's highest paid coaches with an extension last season after 3 years of paying him well below the national average. Let's talk a little bit about how Lashley got here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you go back and you look at his playing career. He played high school football in Springdale, Arkansas, where this guy who is pictured with him here, Gus Malzahn, was actually his high school coach. He went on to play at Arkansas for several seasons as a quarterback before returning back to Springdale, Arkansas to be the quarterback coach at his alma mater in high school. And then in 2006, he returned back to Arkansas as a graduate assistant before getting that same opportunity in 2009 in Auburn, where he was there for 2 years before getting his first quarterback/offensive coordinator position at Samford in the FCS. He's there for 1 year before returning back to the state of Arkansas again, this time as the offensive coordinator and quarterback coach of Arkansas State in 2012. Then in 2013, from 2013 to 2016, he was the exact same position, OC QB coach in Auburn with Gus Malzahn before heading out to UConn in 2017 for the same thing. Then to SMU in 2018 and 2019 as OC QB before winding up in Miami as the OC and QB coach from 2020 to 2021 for the Canes. And then he finally, after starting his coaching career in 2006, gets his first opportunity as a head coach at SMU in 2022. Now, that all sounds great and good and positive, but here's the thing. Year number one at SMU in 2022, 7-6, 5-3, loss in the New Mexico Bowl in year number one. 2023, year number two at SMU. And this is all while they were still in the American Athletic Conference for SMU. 11-3 in year number two, 8-0 in the American, loss at the Fenway Bowl, 24 to 20, and finished the season 24 in the coaches poll, 22 in the AP. 2024, SMU moves to the ACC conference from the American, and then he goes back to back 11-win seasons, going 11-3, 8-0 as the conference record in the first year in the ACC. Loss in the CFP first round. I believe that game was at Penn State, if I remember correctly. Finished that year number 11 in the coaches, number 12 in the AP. And then last year, 2025, for an encore, they go a 9-4, 6-2 in the ACC, and they get a win in the Holiday Bowl over Arizona, like we just mentioned. In the last 2 years in the ACC, he's 14-2 in conference play. That's really good. And like we said, wins over Miami and Clemson last year as well. You got to take that into account as he goes into year number 5 at SMU. And here's what's interesting. You knew how all the coaching carousel went last year. Like, it was crazy last year. You know, Penn State and Oklahoma State fire their coaches in the middle of the season, and it just sends college football. It pushes the coaching carousel calendar up by an entire month while the season's still going on. And Arkansas fires their coach, and then it's like, they're gonna go back and they're gonna get Rhett. They're gonna get Rhett. He's gonna go back home to Arkansas. He's gonna be the savior of hog football in the SEC, and he just disposes of any of those rumors by basically saying, "I love it here at SMU. We're building a great thing. I do not want to leave where I'm at." He's a younger guy still, has a family, has 4 children, and sometimes stability means more than prestige, right? Is the SEC a better conference than the ACC in college football? No doubt. But is Arkansas in the SEC a better place to be in than where he's at SMU in the ACC? And the answer to that question is probably not. Probably not, especially with the financial backing he is getting from not only the athletic department, not only the university, but also from the donors and backers of SMU football. He's got Southern Methodist University heading in the right direction in what seems like in my lifetime since I was a little kid, and they got absolutely blasted by the NCAA for paying players all those years ago for the Pony Express. So you think of it like that, and all of a sudden it makes sense why Rhett is probably happy right where he's at in Dallas, Texas, right? And he's accomplished all of these great things for the Mustangs so far in just 4 years. I think there's got to be some of that, hey man, I was here as OC when Sonny Dykes was coach. We had a good thing. In 2019, he was there when I want to see this through. Let's see how far we can get. While my kids are young, they've got friends in the community, at school. Things are going well. Why pick that up and move for something that might ruin him when he's got all of this great mojo happening for him at SMU? It's a good story. And I think when you break it down and you really look at it from those perspectives and you just look at the numbers, I understand 100% why Brad Crawford over at CBS said, yep, that's my number one most underrated coach in 2026. I have to think that he's definitely in the top three for me, maybe number one. It's something to explore that I will continue to do as I look into 2026 and all the different coaches and things. I think Jed Fish was a really good one too, by the way. But yeah, absolutely, definitely in the top three, maybe number one. Brad Crawford says number one, and he makes a great case for it. Let me know what you think down in the comments section below. Is Rhett the number one underrated coach in college football? Do you have another name that you think should have been mentioned as an underrated coach in college football for 2026? Let me know in the comment section below. We'll be back with more college football content for you right here on the College Huddle. Have a great day and a better week, everybody.